Hey, this is Andrew Brown. In this video, I want to show you the GitHub API. The reason I know the GitHub API is because before GitHub Actions and all this other stuff, you would have to interact with it a lot more. I need to point out that there are two types of APIs, the REST API and the GraphQL API. I wonder if it could give us an example of what that looks like for GitHub so you have an idea if you've never seen a GraphQL API. But let's see what we could find out. So it looks like there might be some way to interactively explore it here. Oh, look, there we go. So GraphQL, it has its own syntax language, and the idea is that you are formulating what data you want. It'll turn it back. So we can sign into this, and then we could probably do some live stuff. Now, I'm not saying I'm good at GraphQL, but I'm sure we can figure it out. So go ahead and authorize that. And so here it says query viewer login. So it looks like we already have some kind of query. It's showing who is logged in. So what I would like to do is figure out how to query more stuff. And I'm going to go ask ChatGPT because it's such a powerful tool. And let's go ahead and figure this out. So I'm going to go back over here and we'll say, write a GraphQL query that will return public repos for the named Ruby for GitHub GraphQL API. And let's see if it can do this. This is a great feature if it can do this for us here, because I do not like figuring out how to write GraphQL. And so here is a query that it is writing that we could possibly use. Okay, I'm assuming that's part of the language, those 3 hyphens. And we'll go back, or periods, and we'll paste it in and see if it can work. Oh, look at that. Okay, it worked. So there you go. That is a way that we could use GraphQL. GraphQL is a lot more hard than just this because you actually have to have some kind of tool or interface in order to utilize it. But yeah, it's as simple as getting the data back that you want. There is public data, and then there's data that needs to be authenticated. You have rate limits for certain stuff, so understand that you can't just get everything that you want. Let's go over to the REST API. And I'm not sure if there's ways to interact with it, but sometimes what they'll do is they'll make it really easy for you to interact through it here on the left-hand side. So if we went to issues, and let's say we wanted to list things, they might have some examples, and we might be able to run them. So here you can see we have like the GitHub CLI, but what we're really looking for is how do we do it raw? Like how can we do this using curl or maybe even JavaScript? But let's go ahead and do curl because that's more like API-ish. And we'll have to open up a code space for this. I think I already still have mine running. Again, try to shut yours down as much as you can so you're saving money. I'm not worried about it. I'm teaching a course. I'm just going to expense it. So understand that I'm a little bit more loose with this kind of stuff. The question is, will there be a curl command pre-installed in this cloud developer environment? Sometimes they don't like installing those in here for you, but this one does have it. So we'll go ahead and copy this command, curl, and we'll go back over here and we'll paste it in. We'll hit enter. Now this isn't going to work because we didn't provide it an access token. So let's go over. I'm sure you know this by now. We'll go over to our personal access tokens and get it going. So all the way down to the ground, developer settings, personal access token, fine-grained permissions, create a token, only issues, issues. So this is for REST API. We're going to set this for 1 day. That way, if you forget, it's not a big deal. And we'll say for all repos, I guess it doesn't matter. I'm going to go here and I want to grab, oh, we can't do it for that. We'll say all repos. And I want issues. Read and write. We'll generate that token out. I'm going to grab this token. I'm going to go back over to here. And I need to kind of assemble it somewhere. So I need a scratch pad really quick. Just put that here and I'll paste that in. And what I'll need to do is just go above here and insert this. So I'll grab this, paste that in here. Okay. I'm going to cut this out and paste this back in. And so now we should be able to utilize this. So let's see if that works. Copy, paste. And so we don't get any issues back. Now that doesn't mean that it didn't work. It just means that there's no issues for it to find. And we really don't have any issues. So what I'm going to do is go ahead and create one. Just say my issue. I think originally when you created issues, you weren't able to delete them, but now I think they've changed that and you can. So I want to try that again. If I hit up, will it bring the whole command? Yes, it will. And we're still not seeing anything. Now that doesn't mean that it's not working. It's just that it's not getting exactly what I want back. So maybe we can specify a very specific issue. It says a list of issues assigned to the authenticated user. Now there's none assigned to us. So let's go back and assign it to ourselves. Okay, so we'll try that. Maybe that will help. We'll hit up. And there we go. So now we're getting data back. And it must be that issue. So that's all I really wanted to show you there. We'll go ahead and delete this. Okay. There's some way to delete this. They really don't like you deleting them. There it is, down below in the bottom right corner. And that's all I really wanted to show you for the APIs. But most of the time, you're going to be interacting with some kind of CLI. This is in JavaScript, SDK. But we'll see that in the next video, okay? Ciao.